Our next speaker is Professor Dr. Syed Muhammad Owais. I can say that he's my teacher because obviously he was assistant professor turned into associate professor when I was just doing my house job. So please, can I invite him? He's Sitara Imtiaz. He is currently Dean of Faculty of Health Sciences and Principal, Punjab University Medical College, and Project Director, Establishment of Health Institutions, and President, Orthopedic Association of SAARC countries. Welcome.
Thank you very much. First of all, I am thankful to the organizers of APPS for giving me an opportunity to be with all of you today. My today's presentation is Finding the Way to Better Health, and I have tried to conform it according to the theme of today's conference. As I have been introduced that besides this introduction, I have previously worked at King Edward Medical University and Mayo Hospital, and my today's work is based upon largely on my experience at KEMU and Mayo Hospital. What is this Foundation for Healthcare Improvement? This is a charity foundation which we got registered from Securities Exchange Commission of Pakistan, and this is the platform where we have been carrying out all those activities which otherwise were not possible in the hospital and college resources. Basically, our journey to quality improvement, as we all know that out of many strategies that are used for quality improvement for healthcare, one is data-directed decisions. To apply this strategy along with many others, in 1979, we have been working to strengthen our paper record in my career. 95 onward, I started trying to learn computers because WWW was already in practice, and the science was found to be very helpful. And this is this part of my journey where I met Dr. Suhail Chughtai in 1996 to onward 5 years in Lahore before he returned back to UK. In 2001, I met Tony Perry, now working for NHS London. I'm so happy that he is sitting here. Tony, can you show up yourself? Yes. I met him during one of my flight disruption at Heathrow. He was working in British Airways, and there we had opportunity to chat, and he joined me as a selfless voluntary social worker, and since that time he has visited me and stayed with me at Mayo Hospital, I think for more than 8-9 times. And every time we were struggling in adapting the new concepts, new strategies, and new technology. And thank you, Tony, for your this long journey with us. In 2001, after I met him, we started using Microsoft Access database with hyperlinked, scanned, and photographed record system. We created our own, and we just got away from our piles and piles of the patient records and files which were not accessible by us at the time of need. So now they were accessible, at least their prints were accessible on the click of a button. In 2008, we started using comprehensive US electronic medical record system in Lahore, and I will comment briefly about my learning from that experience. And from 2014 onward, we are working on disease registries, and I hope that my learning will be reflected in my presentation. And this is a very humble, low technology journey. Looking forward to virtual health with Dr. Sohail Chugtai. I'm very much inspired for working with him on this part of the journey. We all know that health services throughout the world, they have some common challenges: rising demands and limited resources. Who is not facing these two problems? The developed countries and the developed countries. The magnitude and variety are different. But as I said that I met Tony in British Airways flight disruption, and I can just quote you when I asked him, Tony, what are you doing with the British Airways? He said that I am trying to connect customer satisfaction with the British Airways operations. And he asked, what do you do? I said, the same job. He said, in which airline? I told him that, look, I'm not working in an airline. I'm working in a very old-fashioned public hospital in Lahore, where I have thousands of customers and lot of operations within the hospital, and I don't think we are ever thinking that we have to connect them. So let us be together on this journey. And he took my hand, and till today he's with me. Obviously, we created this foundation for healthcare improvement to be on this journey of global best practices. And our first part of the journey was patient satisfaction. And once we applied one of the model being used in United States in Mayo Hospital, we were enlightened and we improved certain areas like how the ward should look like, how the visitors and others' comfort has to be taken care of, how we have to take care of the communication in a public health between the healthcare providers and the patients and their families. And we found ourselves committed for their meals and medications. And this was the area, these were all areas where our charity organization helped us tremendously, because public hospitals, they never offered us such resources. Obviously, our data like this, patient satisfaction, right from admissions to the beds, meals, nurses, tests, surgery, visitors, each patient was recorded. And at the end of the year, all measurements were performed. And from the dashboard, we learned our lessons for moving forward. Obviously, we analyzed, we monitored it, and it was a very exciting part because we were discovering what we never realized before. At one time, we thought that we must adapt a more modern technology, and we got hold of a Vista electronic medical record, which is developed by American Veteran Association and is used in all veteran hospitals in the United States. This was free of cost, and the administrators of the programs, they offered us free troubleshooting in 0-hour waiting time. So that was very encouraging, and our journey started, and I'll briefly comment on that as well. But then once we were having data, what we were expected to do, we started measuring our outcome. And our main learnings were that in the world, even like in this slide, shown that in myocardial infarction in the United States, there is a large variation of the outcome. If the patient goes to one hospital in one region and to second hospital maybe in the same region and in different regions. So we were learning and practicing, and we were trying that we should narrow down our variation in our outcome. And mind it, at this point, we were alone in the journey, so we didn't have much burden of convincing others, motivating others, giving our experiences to others, but we were finding that our graph is moving up and up and up. We were applying and training to our in our common practices, we were developing our guidelines in the light of best practices, and we were measuring our own outcomes. Obviously, we end up in establishing our goals, good practices, and also we learned how to encourage our teams, our team members, our colleagues, and obviously our other colleagues who are receptive to us in the country and abroad. Obviously, with the finances of Foundation for Healthcare Improvement, we started and created the disease registries, and now we have hip fractures, arthroplasty, knee arthroplasty, shoulder arthroplasty, elbow arthroplasty registries, which are already working, and we are continuously developing others. It's a free of cost service to anyone, but if I can give you one finding of Deming, that culture should always defeat the individuals. So once until that time that we have some cultural transformations in our countries, such experiences, they have a very limited scope. Obviously, we know that in the world, when these registries, they are site of data recording and treatment and comparison and learning lesson. Obviously, all of us, we learn how to fix our goals, avoid our problems, and achieve a high quality patient care for our patient. Getting forward, we know that unless we don't have this base, this ground available, other quality improvement techniques, they cannot be applied. But once you have them, then you have plenty of these options and choices available. And we found that after spending almost 2 decades in developing the base, we were at a better position, although we have always felt that the culture is something which is always on our left side. Yes, PDSA, it's the spiral, the word know this strategy. And we are trying, and we suggest and communicate to all others wherever our work can reach, that we have to be logical enough in this journey. So obviously these are certain roadmaps which are followed across the globe, that we have to do something with the hospitals, expand registries, publish health outcome data, and support colleagues and other specialties to create a culture. And until that culture is not there, I will re-emphasize that this campaign will stay weak. And that is the main excitement that I was re-linked after late 90s with Sohail Chughtai, and after my retirement from King Edward Medical University, when I joined Punjab University. This is my next goal, to propagate this science and technique. So these are lessons which are everywhere, but in my part of the country, their magnitude and dimensions are slightly variable. So I am there to reply to any question.
We have time for one or two questions.
Professor, thank you very much for that very good presentation. Just one question. Who records your data? Who records your data?
Who records the data? Yes, this is in my 3 phases. The first data was manual, and we just made it to happen. So the second phase was our Microsoft Access, and for that we had hired a person who would take scans and photographs of all patients, create a folder, and then fill the spreadsheet, and in one of its cell hyperlink that file, so that we were, for the first time, we were able to do some searches. With the common denominators, we could find certain patients we could group together, and we could extract their folders from there. So that was a very exciting part. The third phase was when we started using Word Vista, and here we it required that the doctors and nurses, they are filling the data, and there we were defeated, because in a country where people who are working, they don't have time. Some people, they don't work, they find how to stay in the hospitals without working, but others who are working and from whom you expect, they don't have the time. And there we were defeated continuously, and till today our most reliable data is the spreadsheet, the Microsoft database. But because we have learned the technique of hyperlinking and storing that wealth of information, so we always can retrieve it. In our file system, we were not able to retrieve maybe hundreds of files if we want to study one type of patients at one time, or one type of surgeries at one time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll just take one more question.
And then I have one request to make.
All right,
Thank
okay.
you very much. Beautiful presentation, sir. Just one question regarding your data collection and reproduction. How do you manage confidentiality of patients during data collection and reproduction at different stages?
Yes, during this work, please remember that until this time, we don't have such ethical obligations in my culture. And as a freelancer, honestly, I have not worried about such parameters. Whatsoever we were doing and are doing today is very raw, very simple, very basic. And once we have little more automation, more staffing in the hospital, which will help the physicians of today to do these things. And we have been working with the charities, with the social workers, with the knowledge workers like Tony and in the beginning Suhail. So we have not been able to go into these little complex or sophisticated components of the same thing.
Thank you very much. And you can obviously put your request through.
Yes, I am always trying to learn, and today I'm learning two things more. I have taken the charge at Punjab University, and it's something big project. I'm learning quality circles strategy. Obviously, this was developed at Dartmouth, but during my recent visits to UK, I have learned that this quality circle strategy is widely practiced in NHS hospitals. And in January, I have made my stay at Sheffield and learned a lot. If any one of you can help me to understand more, learn more, and help me in practicing, I will be extremely grateful. Number one. Number two, Advanced Health Science Center strategy of partnership of universities and the hospitals. I have my three vice chancellors and principals sitting here, and they know what problem I am pointing forward. In Pakistan, our new medical universities are old general universities. They don't have much close understanding and relationship with the government hospitals, if I'm true. Now, we never knew that the world has already solved these problems, and starting from United States, now in UK, Australia, everywhere. And in UK, many universities, they have this partnership with NHS hospitals and trusts. But because we have just started learning it, if some of you have knowledge or access into this area, please hold our hand. Our hospitals and universities in my country, they are not in a reasonable model of relationship with each other. Our vice chancellors are sitting here. They can understand what I'm speaking. So these are the two areas on which I am embarking a new journey. Any one of you, if can help, I will be extremely delighted and grateful.
Thank you very much, Professor.